to start my video by paying tributes to servicemen who've been martyred this week along the China-Indian border. I'd just like to say that war is not really in the interests of China or India, because really China has been grappling with the whole job crisis. Now, because of COVID, it has hit China's economic growth, and along the same time, this month, about 9 million youngsters will graduate from China's universities. Now, the government has tried to tackle the whole idea, the whole job crisis in the formal sector by increasing hiring. In fact, we had discussed this in our last video, that the government is increasing its hiring in state-owned enterprises. It's increasing its hiring in the bureaucracy. So a lot of young recruits will be hired and will be doing their tour of duty in rural China. Also, extra seats have been allocated to graduate studies in universities. Now, this brings me to the topic of today, is the whole revival of the street stall economy. So what is now happening in China is that it really doesn't know how does it tackle the whole crisis among its, among the what is called as the low income segment of China, which constitutes about 600 million of the population. It is in this context that Li Keqiang, the premier is usually the prime minister of China. So Li Keqiang moved this whole proposal to revive the street stall economy, and he said it was very important for livelihoods. Now, we must remember that 2020 has been the year China pledged to really address poverty, to really address absolute poverty among its lower strata. So, the economic reforms of the 1980s have created huge disparities. We've also discussed that in this video last time. So Li Keqiang, with this whole factory orders drying up, with unprecedented unemployment, Li Keqiang has spoken about the Chengdu model in China. Now, Chengdu is a city which created about 36,000 vending units for this entire segment of low income segment. Now, this 36,000 pitches or vending units really led to 100,000 jobs, and it was created overnight. There is an economist in China called Zhao Tianyong. Now, he's a very influential economist in the party circles, and he has really advocated that making space for vending units, for farmers, for vendors will during this COVID crisis will increase the job potential. It will increase the number of jobs by about 50 million. Now, why are we discussing this? We are discussing this because really there has been a huge debate in China as to what constitutes China. Is it the high rises of Shenzhen, or is it the whole blue collared workers? You have a China which is addressing these sections because they are the affluent sections, but what happens to the poor? So this has been a major policy shift. Earlier, we've seen that local self-governments, local civic municipal authorities have cracked down on markets, on such authorized and unauthorized markets, because they feel that it gives the area a shabby look. But some cities are now encouraging this. The civic authorities have been told to go slow on people, go slow on crackdowns, go allow vendors to do their business. But importantly, there has been a major backlash to this proposal, and that has come from the capital city Beijing. Now, the Beijing administration, in its newspaper, it runs an official newspaper. It said that these stalls were really, gave the capital city a very shabby look, and that they were really uncivilized, and it didn't really suit. I mean, this is at a time when the Chinese economy is the second largest economy, and it wouldn't really like to be associated with youngsters, or it wouldn't like people selling um, different merchandise on the road. Now, very importantly, the Beijing administration is controlled and by an ally of Xi Jinping, that is the president. Now, this has given rise to a lot of rumors that there is a rift between President Xi and Premier Li Keqiang. Now, we do not really know the veracity of these things, because this is it is China. But from the time President Xi Jinping has taken power, has become the president of China, he has operated in a very personalized style. So there have been what is called as the leading policy groups created on different segments, and President Xi Jinping has presided over these groups. Usually, the premier or the prime minister of China handles the economy, but with Xi Jinping taking or creating a leading group on managing finances, there has been a perception, and I say this, there has been a perception that Li Keqiang has been kind of elbowed out of the whole governance. He's not in the loop. But suddenly, during this whole COVID pandemic, Li Keqiang was tasked with the responsibility. In fact, it was a very high-profile task force constituted, and Li Keqiang was appointed to head this task force. And this task force would look into how to tackle the whole COVID pandemic in China. Now, Li Keqiang's faction has been saying that his efforts have not been depicted in the official media of China. So, of course, we don't really know the veracity of whether there is a rift between the president and the prime minister, but there are certain subtle currents. But definitely, Li Keqiang will be a person to watch for in the post-COVID polity of China. Also, it will be interesting to track the development of the whole stall economy. It may, and if it becomes a game changer, many other nations in Asia may adopt such policies, may start giving more preference to the blue collar, and definitely we will be keeping a track of this. I thank my viewers for watching this video. I've written an elaborate article talking about the whole revival of the stall economy in China. You find the link of the article below, and do subscribe to China Pow, and thank you so much.